visit the garbage pile of a city known as New York, at least you can escape to this semi-cool location and look at some birds. Or
New York was a great place.
Next up at number 8, we have Castle Farms.
What'd you say?
New York was a great place to them motherfuckers moved there.
Yeah, right, man. I'm telling you, and we had all them schools because I did a lot of research on them castles up there. They said they was used for schools of the art, like the alchemist schools, to learn how to do like for doctors, like the witch doctors or whatever they labeled us as, warlocks.
We're gonna come back to all that when we get done. We're gonna look at a couple more of these castles over here.
Okay.
Because when you understand these castles and this time frame, slaves didn't build this shit.
Right.
If the time that they saying that they built them, who would have been the labor force?
Exactly.
Right. But there's no record of slaves building this shit during the time when they would have been the one building.
Uh-huh.
So that's why they keep moving shit to the 1900s.
And then I'm gonna tell you this: they couldn't have really built this because they didn't really have like the 1700s is when they just started getting into like laying stone. They didn't even really want like on and they were still over in England with it.
Now this one right here don't look like that old style architecture. This looks right. More modern.
Right, look, it's right. It looks like a more modern house.
A historic attraction located in Charlevoix, Michigan. This castle really isn't what I would call medieval style, but it is pretty cool. Plus, it's in the Midwest, so that's pretty neat. Open year-round, Castle Farms is one of northern Michigan's top historic attractions, as well as one of the Midwest's premier wedding venues. Visitors can stroll throughout the magnificent stone buildings dating back to 1918 and enjoy gorgeous gardens. A variety of museum quality collections featuring castles, antique toys, and royalty memorabilia from around the world are displayed throughout the buildings. The castle's 1918 museum showcases items from that time era, plus World War I memorabilia. Children delight in feeding.
Hey, Shadow Band, and in the comments, that could be your perspective, but Elijah Muhammad said Mason means Muslim son. Some people say mother and son.
A huge rainbow trout swimming in the reflection pond, playing a game of giant chess or hide and seek with the fairies and gnomes dwelling in the enchanted forest.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
What you say, brother?
Let's go to the next one. We're gonna look at 2 more and then we're gonna start talking about this shit.
Okay, all right. Okay, here we go right here.
Dwelling in the enchanted, that probably makes for some plus given how popular in Old Castle, a beautiful castle located near Alexandria Bay, New York, in the famed 1,000 Islands region. This whole island is a sight to see. The castle itself shares the island with the famous Bolt Yacht House. And if that sounds too posh, don't worry. Tickets for adults to tour the island are only $13, and it's only $7.50 for kids. And anyone under the age of 4 gets in for free. The tours are self-guided with information aids available to answer questions you may have. Your ticket entitles you to a
Look at that architecture.
Man, that's fire too. That's a fire architecture. It's like a small castle right here, then they go to a big castle right there on the island.
Yeah, that shit old as hell.
That's real old.
Right.
And you know what? It looked like that same architect that or the same conquistadors or the same Moors that built that church downtown in New York on what is called Trinity Church. Like the same architect.
A lot of them churches wasn't built; they was revamped, turned into churches.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next castle.
Okay, I got you. That castle, that's probably the flyest one on there.
Chester, Massachusetts.
Now this one's in Massachusetts.
Castles that I think are very cool, and every medieval history buff should visit at some point. This castle is Hammond Castle. Hammond Castle is located on the Atlantic coast in the Magnolia area of Gloucester, Massachusetts. The castle, which was constructed between 1926 and 1929, was the home and laboratory of John Hayes Hammond Jr. He was an inventor who was a pioneer in the study of remote control and held over 400 patents. The building is composed of modern and 15th and 16th and 18th century architectural elements and sits on a rocky cliff overlooking Gloucester Harbor. At present, the castle operates as the Hammond Castle Museum, displaying Hammond's collection of Roman, medieval, and Renaissance artifacts, as well as exhibits about his life and inventions. The Great Hall contains a huge pipe organ, which has been used for concerts and recordings by many famous organists, including Richard Ellisar and Virgil Fox. Unfortunately, as of 2015, the organ is no longer functional. Tours are self-guided, and visitors may explore 8 living areas, including a dining room.
And this is ancient Egyptian architect with the archways. You could tell that the Moors or Nubians built this.
And the bedrooms, an inner courtyard, 2 towers, and the Great Hall. The castle's lawn overlooking the harbor serves as a location outside of museum hours for weddings and various
Okay,
other
that's
private
enough of that
functions
shit.
for the past 1425 AD.
Okay, now we gonna go to Google. I want you to pull up salvage law, Admiralty salvage law.
Savage law.
SAL, not savage, salvage. SALVAGE.
Okay. Okay.
LAW. Right there at the top, right there. Just it's right there at the top. The first right there, just
Damn, hold on.
right there. The law of salvage is a concept in maritime law. Remember? Maritime is admiralty.
Yeah.
Which states that a person who recovers another person's ship or cargo after peril or loss at sea is entitled to a reward commensurate with the value of the property so saved. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, now, what they was looking for is who lived in the castles on the land.
Mm-hmm.
When they got back to DC, that's just when they declared the land vacant and then pull up squatters' rights.
All right.
SQUATER.
Squatters' rights refers to laws that allow squatters to use inhabited another's person property in the event of the lawful owner does not evict or take action against the squatter. Typically, squatters' rights only applies if an individual has illegitimately occupying a space for a specific period of time.
Okay, but it's telling you about squatter rights, but it's not really telling you how it worked.
Okay, like yeah.
So,
okay, go ahead.
So the way squatters' rights work, if they find an abandoned piece of property and fix it up,
mm-hmm.
and the rightful owner don't tell them, "Hey, you on my property? You have to get off my property." After a period of time, they claim the property as nobody compensated them for bringing them up to code,
mm-hmm.
which ties into the salvage law.
Mm-hmm.
Because they found that the castles was empty, now they can exercise squatters' rights on the land.
Go ahead.
Where do they get the squatters' right from?
Go ahead. Well,
the Protectorate Agreement. Put Google Protectorate Agreement and let's see what it is. PROTECTORATE.
Protectorate rights.
Protectorate agreement.
Protectors agreement. The kind of exclusive. Okay, they might hold on. Let's see. The agreement includes you have access to information.
That's data protection. That's different.
Okay, all right.
You got protectors agreement. It's supposed to be protector. Take the S off and add an ATE.
Okay, all right. Protectorate agreement.
Right. A Berlin Agreement allowed European colonial powers to establish protectorates in Black Africa, the last region to be divided among them, and diplomatic notification, even without actual possession on the ground. This aspect of history is referred to as the scramble for Africa. So they put all of those countries under protectorate agreements for their corporations to work the land as a government.
Well, go ahead.
right? This is right here is talking about something called the Berlin Conference.
Yep.
Right. And Berlin Conference is when they divided Africa up. It's an excellent book on it called A Scramble for Africa. That's the same book that tell you what the flag of the Bays looked like that the Ottomans flew.
What's the name of that book again?
A Scramble for Africa. It's one of my favorite books.
Oh yeah, I gotta get that.
Put book behind it. That ain't it.
Okay, all right. Right here. Hold on. That might be it right there. Is that it? By Chamberlain?
That might be a version of it, but that's not the one I'm familiar with.
That's a third edition. That's a third edition. Hold on, let me go back. It may be.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, okay, all right. Oh yeah, I got to get that. 1876
to
1912. That's on the Berlin Conference. 18. Mm-hmm. And hey, could you break down a little bit what that was like? Just a couple seconds on what that was on.
So Africa didn't have the current nations that they have now.
Mm-hmm.
When this happened, when they did, and the Berlin Conference is when they passed Africa out to the nations of Europe under protectorate agreements. But they was the ones they was fighting the whole time. It's the same thing they did with the Louisiana Purchase. See, I'm showing you how these motherfuckers come in. We all left our villages to go fight in the wars. They knew this. So they come backtrack on this off of the Louisiana Purchase. Then they went back to DC and declared that the crash site was bigger than they thought it was. They need to incorporate the protectorate area of the Louisiana Purchase agreement in order to secure or to become the trustees to activate trustee status on the land, because they were saying that the crash site went all the way to that fort that they went to. So this is how they got in everything west of the Appalachian Mountains and east of the Rockies. How did they get into California, New Mexico, and Arizona?
That's a good question.
The Mesoamerican War. Right? Let's pull it up so people can see what I'm talking about.
It says right
the
here,
Mesoamerican War, the treaties that were signed, America annexed California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Nevada, all that was Mexico.
The Meso Warfare, 1200 BCE through 15. To my that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's the Mexican-American War.
Okay, all right, let me go back. Oh, 14, hold on, okay.
Yeah, 1914.
Okay, yeah. It says right here from
that's it right there. The Mexican-American War, also known in the United States as the Mexican War, and in Mexico as the intervention. I can't even see it.
Hold on, I got you. As don this as Mexico, U.S. intervention in Mexico was an armed conflict between United States and Mexico from 1846 to 1848. The Mexican-American War, also known as United States.
They're saying the same thing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so you're right.
Okay,
yeah.
Now this is when they you see those pictures right there?
I didn't blow it up, blow some of them up real quick. All right, which one you want?
That right there, the third one from at the top.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, let me save it. Boom. I want to save it like this. Boom. This one right here look like a good one too. Let's get that one just while we right here. Boom. All right, let's blow it up. Where is it? Just saved it. Oh, there you go, right there. All right, let me blow it up for you.
Okay, so all of this, now you notice California, right? You see it?
Yeah.
It look like an island right there.
Yeah.
See where Texas at over there? All of that was Mexico.
Yeah.
The picture give you a poor interpretation of Mexico from that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Because Texas was Mexico, Nevada was Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico, and California. That was all Mexico.
Uh-huh.
So this is the war right here where they annexed Texas and the rest of the southwestern United States from Mexico. And that's why they call it the Great Intervention in Spanish, the Great American Intervention in the Mexican War. This is when they was hunting down Pancho Villa and all that shit.
Yeah.
No, this is before that. This is before that.
Like doing Geronimo?
Might have been around that time.
Yeah.
But that's when they got the